Welcome to today's masterclass where we're going to talk about the art of the pitch. If people spend too much time talking about their product investor presentations, they spend far too little time talking about their sales and marketing strategy. Understanding your customer and your customer acquisition strategy is one of the most important elements of an investor pitch, but it's also one of the weakest in most presentations. Who is your customer and how are you going to sell to them? A good pitch balances a narrow, almost boring initial target customer and problem space with a plan to grow it into a big business. Your pitch needs to show evidence of how customers have reacted and engaged with you. Statements like, "We've spoken with 10 customers and they love what we're doing," is meaningless. It's a vanity metric. Did they say that to be encouraging and supportive to you? Did they say that so that they could just get back to their day job? I'd like to know specifically, what did they like about your solution? How does it solve their problem better than anything else? How much money could they save with your solution? What evidence do you have that they want to engage with you? Either feedback or trials or usage. Your only superpower as a startup is your laser focus on the customer and speed of execution. Your big competitors can do anything you can do, maybe better if they put their mind to it, but they're too distracted with other things. So stay hyper-focused and play to your superpower. In terms of who you're targeting, I need you to be very specific so that you can focus your very limited R&D, sales and marketing people and budget. But like in chess, you need to be thinking 3 moves ahead and tell me, the investor, how you're going to get from zero to building $1 billion business. Most startup pitches take a top-down TAM-SAM-SOM approach. Your addressable market, your serviceable market, your obtainable market. A lot of pitches have slides that say something like, "We're targeting $1 billion market opportunity." Boring. Worse, it's completely meaningless to me. Please, please don't tell me you're addressing $1 billion market. I much prefer a bottom-up market analysis. It's much more insightful view of your strategy. What do I mean by that? I strongly advocate for a crawl, walk, run, fly model for startups. Start with a very narrow, maybe even unapologetically boring customer definition. Get traction and then expand over time. How are you going to get your first customer, your first 10 customers, 100, 1,000 customers? It's kind of like knocking over bowling pins one at a time. This is where you demonstrate that you're frugal with investor money, pragmatic, fast, and operational focused, but still with big ambition. Amazon, as an example, started with selling English language books online to US consumers. Very narrow and boring, right? They grew from there in stages, then global book sales. They added other products. They grew into cloud IT services, video distribution, bricks and mortar grocery delivery. They started narrow and grew to world domination. Now, if they had started saying something like, "We're going to sell everything to everyone everywhere," they might have gotten funding, but they would have run out of money long before they got to where they are today. You can't boil the ocean. So be pragmatic, start small, prove it works, but dream big. Crawl, walk, run, then fly. From the beginning of the AI 8-ball pitch, I've introduced the main character of our story, Acme Technologies, their current process, their problems, and how we're going to solve it. I can now build on that narrative by adding that there are over 500 companies like Acme Technologies in the US alone, medium-large businesses hiring 100 plus software developers a year that are frustrated with their current solution from big vendors. It's real, it's tangible, it's narrow and focused, and a pragmatic lead bowling pin. Our story is so much more, of course, so you could tell the Steve Jobs, "Oh, there's one more thing" type story, or you could say, "But we're not stopping there. In year 2, we plan to expand our product offering and our target market, and then in year 3, we plan to..." Notice the bottom-up market size analysis. We're not saying we're targeting 1% of a $50 billion market. It's very clear how we've narrowly defined the market and how we plan to grow over time. VC investors like to see a growth model rule of thumb where revenues triple, triple, double, double year on year. This is how you can tell that story with credibility. So if there are 500 customers, how are we going to sell to them? At this point in the presentation, your investor audience probably has a feel for what a realistic sales model would look like based on your ACV. So you're largely just stating some underlying assumptions you've built into your financial model. For example, in year one, the founders are going to make the first sale themselves. But in order to scale the business, you're going to take a content marketing strategy for customer acquisition where you'll scoop up 1,500 raw marketing qualified leads that you'll pass to your business development team to qualify and hand off to your account executives who will close 1 in 10 deals. And here are some SaaS metrics built into your model. Of course, the numbers are just a guess to start with. Ask industry insiders what they've experienced. Maybe use internet research for rules of thumb. Numbers will look ugly at first, which is okay, and then they will improve as you find product market fit. If your revenues are showing a triple, triple, double, double growth rate, then you need to show that your sales and marketing spend is aligned and growing in tandem with your revenues. Show evidence that you're onto something big. Depending on the maturity of your business, it could be an evidence the story is resonating, such as discovery interview findings or pre-sales engagements. Or even better, show me evidence like usage and SaaS metrics. Usage is the best predictor of churn and growth potential. SaaS metrics give your audience a good insight into your business maturity. The numbers don't have to be all rosy. You really stand out if you say, here's where we are, but our target is to get there in the next 12 months, and this is how we're going to do it. So how good is your customer story? How well do you score? And what changes do you need to make to the substance of your pitch? Are you showing evidence of customer engagement? I'm sure you all have hockey sticks. Is your revenue per salesperson realistic? Again, ask your advisor mentor to test your evidence. This is a great opportunity for you to take out your scorecard, score yourself, see how you're doing. So pause the video now and go do that, then come back. Welcome to today's masterclass where we're going to talk about the art of the pitch.